Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight on your 5 News at 10. I'm Rachel Williams. Today at Crystal Bridges, the Arkansas Coalition of Marshallese gathered to remember and honor the victims of the nuclear testing in the Marshall Islands in the 1940s and 50s. 5 News reporter Parker Abels was there and explains why this event is so important for this community.
Between 1946 and 1958, the United States relocated hundreds of Marshallese families to test nuclear weapons on their islands for what the U.S. described as for the good of mankind. And on Saturday, the local Marshallese community remembered those families who made that sacrifice on the 71st anniversary of the largest test in Bikini Atoll. Jess Gasper Jr., a senator for Bikini Atoll, which was the main island for testing, came to Northwest Arkansas to remember and honor those families as well.
We're here, gathered here to remember the sacrifices that the Marshallese people had made for the world. Because since that time, there has never been a world war because the world has seen what these weapons can do.
He believes they are still owed justice.
My people are still going through and looking for justice for the sacrifices that they made to help the United States test out its weapons of mass destruction.
2 veterans also came to the event who went to the sites after the testing was over, and they said it was a beautiful island.
It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. And I spent 25 years in the Navy and traveled all over. And it was totally ruined for human habitation.
And they just want the Marshallese families to be safely returned to the land they say they were promised by the U.S.
The Marshallese people have been mistreated. They had a beautiful home. They were taken off for the benefit of all mankind and promised to be returned.
20 years?
It's never happened.
However, Senator Gasper Jr. is grateful that the Marshallese community here in the U.S. continues to remember and spread awareness for his islands.
It means a great deal. Number one, that they're still keeping in touch with their culture, with their history. This history is a forgotten history that, a lot of people would want to wipe off the face of history. It's a dark history for the United States, knowing that they displaced these people, changed and altered their futures. But as we continue to share this history and teaching others about this history, we can bring justice to the Marshallese people.
In Bentonville, covering news where you live, Parker Abels, 5 News.
Well, it was really nice for today. Obviously, it's going to be a gorgeous weekend, plenty of sunshine, just a bit cooler, right? Well, that cold front came in by the end of the week, so by the time we're waking for tomorrow morning, more than likely we'll start off close to the freezing point. Daytime highs 50s and 60s for our Sunday. But by the time we get to the end of the weekend into early next week, specifically talking about Sunday night going into Monday, and then again on Tuesday, that's when we have multiple chances for some rain and thunderstorms back into the forecast. Very active pattern to kick off the start of the week, with Tuesday being the highest chance for some of those thunderstorms. Northwest Arkansas for your Sunday looks like this. Chilly start to the morning. Temperatures starting off close to the freezing point, but by the time we get to the afternoon, again, still nice outside, but just daytime highs going to be into the upper 50s for tomorrow. Cloud coverage increasing throughout the day. Across the river valley will eventually reach up into those low 60s. By the time we get to the afternoon, might need a light jacket as you head out for the morning. Again, storm chances not only going into Monday morning, but then again going into Tuesday as well. Some storm chances will be possible. We'll talk about it coming up.
All right, Stephen, thanks. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in London today. He thanked the American people and leadership and voiced hope for strong relations a day after a stunning Oval Office blowout with President Trump. CBS News correspondent Christiane Benavides reports.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer welcomed Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to London on Saturday.
I want to thank you, people of the United Kingdom, such big support from the very beginning of this war.
The meeting follows the berating seen around the world President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance gave Zelensky in the Oval Office Friday.
God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You
God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering
position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
President Trump is spending the weekend at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach.
Before leaving D.C., Trump spoke to reporters about Zelensky's dressing down. That sparked new questions about the next chapter in U.S. support for Ukraine.
He's got to say, I want to make peace. He doesn't have to stand there and say about Putin this, Putin that, all negative things.
What became clear, and I think what has the president so frustrated and frankly angry, is that it's not clear that Zelensky truly wants to stop the fighting.
Many Republicans expressed support of the president after the showdown with Zelensky, but GOP Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska commented on the situation on X, calling it a regrettable conversation, showing the administration may try to end all U.S. support for Ukraine. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
On Sunday, Zelensky will meet with King Charles III before attending a summit with European leaders. And this week is the third anniversary of Russia's full-scale invasion on Ukraine. In light of yesterday's Oval Office meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, some community members are protesting to stand with Ukraine.
Stand with Ukraine. Stand with Ukraine.
Saturday afternoon, dozens gathered on the Bentonville Square to show support for Ukraine in the midst of a years-long war.
Standing with Ukraine will defeat our enemies, Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea. Standing with Ukraine makes the world safer. It is in the United States' interest and security and economic interest to stand with Ukraine and provide them the support they need to defeat Russia and Russian aggression.
Protest organizer Trevor Dane says right now it's crucial to show elected leaders like Senator Tom Cotton and John Boozman, along with Congressman Womack, that they support the people of Ukraine.
We want our members of Congress to know that their constituents stand with Ukraine, and we want our members of Congress to speak out in support of Ukraine and always, always support Ukraine any opportunity they can, publicly, legislatively, in any forum. Any deal without Ukraine is not acceptable. No deal. No deal about Ukraine without Ukraine. And to Senator Cotton, if you want to defeat Russia, if you want to defeat China tomorrow, stand with Ukraine today.
In Friday's Oval Office meeting, President Trump threatened Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to make a deal with Russia or, quote, we're out. Vice President J.D. Vance accused Zelensky of being disrespectful. Despite tensions, some still feel hope.
No matter what, I still feel optimistic because the United States' role was always to be mediator and to be for peace. And I hope what happened yesterday, it was just a big misunderstanding, and the United States is not playing cards with people's lives. They will keep investing and supporting Ukraine and Ukrainian people.
Natalia Chapolska moved to the States 7 years ago on this day. She says the difference from when she lived in Ukraine to now is drastic.
The moment you enter Ukraine, you feel that something is off. It's sad. It's just all people, they give their last money to support the military and to support their loved ones, and to somehow they try to do their best to maintain their wish for peace.
In Bentonville, covering news where you live, Rachel Williams, 5 News. New at 10, we're learning that Bryan Hyatt's counsel has requested a new trial date. The former Northwest Arkansas psychiatrist is accused of Medicaid fraud and was set to face a jury in April. Hyatt's legal team is now waiting for a judge's response after requesting the new trial date. Hyatt was arrested in 2023 and is charged with 2 counts of violating the Medicaid Fraud Act, which he pleaded not guilty to. NWA Equality hosted a community town hall today, open to the trans community members and allies. It was organized by NWA Equality's Transgender Advisory Group in partnership with Transformations, which is a nonprofit group led by Rand's Women of Color in Ozarks. During the town hall at the Jones Center in Springdale, they explored the needs, opportunities, and the future of transgender and non-binary programming in Northwest Arkansas. The idea is to connect people and to discuss the future of the community.
It means so much having a space like this where trans folks and their allies can come together and just show that trans folks belong in this region, and that there is love for them. There is so much power in us coming together to support those voices. So it's just amazing to see the turnout and the enthusiasm and passion in the room.
Pedal It Forward NWA hosted a citywide bike drive in Rogers at Veterans Park. Today they collected bike donations to help increase the amount of people in the area with access to a bike. The donated bikes will be refurbished and given to someone who needs it.
Bikes are a powerful tool. You know, we believe that the bike can not only bring joy to a person, but it's also a powerful way to get around, make connections from bus to bike to vehicle, and then also just can be a positive outlet, especially for those Arkansans who are looking for that in their life for various reasons.
Since 2014, Pedal It Forward has donated over 10,000 bikes to those in need. Also today, the city of Fayetteville kicked off their Mardi Gras celebrations with the Fat Saturday Parade of Fools on the downtown square and along Dixon Street. The 32nd annual parade featured costumes, floats, and of course, beads. All the celebrations finished off with an after party at George's Majestic Lounge and Leroy Lounge.
We're just celebrating with friends.
Some beads.
Getting some beads, earning our beads. I hope they'll throw a little candy out. I don't know.
We've got friends on floats too.
Yeah,
so.
Say hi.
By the way, Mardi Gras officially starts on Tuesday. Celebrations will be happening starting at 5 Tuesday night for the Fat Tuesday Pub and Grub Crawl on Dixon Street as well. This weekend, the NWA Home Show returns to Rogers. The annual expo features more than 147 vendors showing off their products and services. President of the NWA Home Builders Association says it's all about making things easier for people looking for a home. The expo runs through Sunday at the Rogers Convention Center. Tickets are $5 a person at the door. Kids, military service members, and seniors get in for free.